Hi everyone, welcome to IDP Study Abroad Open Day. So today we have with us Dr. Bai Guangdong, Senior Lecturer of School of Information Technology and Electrical Engineering for University of Queensland, who will be presenting on Internet of Things security. So let's all welcome him.
Thank you for introduction. Hello everyone, good afternoon. So first of all, greetings from Australia. Wish everyone a happy new year. And I also like to thank IDP Singapore for your invitation and thank everyone for attending this talk. So my name is Guangdong Bai, and actually I graduated from National University of Singapore in 2016. So I already stayed in Singapore for 7 years before I moved to Australia. And you can find my name is the same spelling as Guangdong province, but I'm not from Guangdong province. And also I cannot speak Cantonese. When I was in Singapore, a lot of people in Singapore, because they can speak in Cantonese, right? They look at my name and then directly speak in Cantonese to me. And I was like, Okay, so today I'm gonna give you a very quick introduction on the cybersecurity at the University of Queensland. So I will focus on cybersecurity research and give you some details on the IoT security, which is the team I'm leading currently is working on. And after my talk, Gladys is going to give you introduction to the educational programs related to cybersecurity at UQ. So usually I start with a very quick introduction about UQ. We are, if you haven't heard of UQ, we are a top university, and UQ has been ranked within top 50 in a few global university rankings. UQ is famous for its beautiful locations. We are actually located in the east coast of Australia and in the city of Brisbane, which is the capital city of Queensland state. So we have 3 campuses here and 6 faculties. The faculty is just above the schools. So for example, the school I am in, School of IT and Electrical Engineering, is actually part of the Faculty of Engineering, Architecture, and IT. So very quick one about UQ cybersecurity. Basically, we are a center here, and we have lots of collaboration with industry, governments, and also some international organizations. And we have a very close partner, CERT. I'm not sure whether you guys know CERT. It stands for Computer Emergency Response Team. So it's a national CERT. And we have a very close collaboration with them to, analyze those very recent, sometimes it's even 0-day vulnerabilities. And we also contribute our, tools, techniques, and get data, real-world data from them for our research purpose. So cybersecurity by nature is a very interdisciplinary discipline. So we have collaboration with multiple faculties and schools within UQ. For example, we have joined program with Faculty of Science, especially the School of Mathematics and Physics, on the post-quantum protocol. And we also have collaboration with law. So we do like cyber criminology with them. And UQ cybersecurity has educational programs from undergraduate level to specific Master of Cybersecurity, as well as PhD programs. So this part later, Gladys will give you guys some details on that. So our research focus on 9 categories, starting from those, quantum communication, post-quantum crypto, and also the security communications for space. We also do cybersecurity, cyber autonomy and cyber automation, and also IoT and CPS security, data privacy, especially in machine learning or deep learning. Nowadays, we need to contribute our data to those learning algorithms, but also we want them to preserve our privacy. So this is one research direction here at UQ. And besides this, we also have secure software engineering and other categories like cyber law, cyber criminology, and so on and so forth. So I'm leading a team which includes around 20 members, including PhD students, to do IoT security and privacy, and also secure software engineering. That is why today I'm going to give you some introduction on the IoT security research we are doing at UQ. So what is Internet of Things? What is IoT? Basically, it is a network to connect everything, the devices, services, even people. So basically all the things. That is why we call it Internet of Things. So the purpose for this is, we can connect everything so that the end users, which is human users, can monitoring, can monitor, can control their devices from anywhere at any time. So when we talk about IoT, usually we divide it into 3 components. The first component is IoT devices, those end device, like smart bulb, like webcam, and sometimes it's even smart cars. So those devices need to talk to each other, right? Need to connect to the internet. That's why we need another component called connectivity protocols. So this part basically defines the communication issue, like what network should those devices use to connect them in, and how should they talk to each other, what is the message format, how do they authenticate each other, and so on and so forth. So I believe you guys use Bluetooth every day, right, to connect your smartwatch or your earphone to the smartphones. And also nowadays the hot topic 5G is part of the connectivity protocols. Besides these 2 components, we have the application platforms. So this part is those cloud-based software or platform. For example, one I'm going to introduce later, the IFTTT, is one online cloud-based service for user to connect their device to another device or another online service like Facebook. So later I will give you an example to show what is this application platform. So when we talk about security, basically each component that may be threats. So for example, for the IoT device level, those devices may be deployed in an open environment. It's possible for the attacker to connect to them and hack into them. And also the attacker may even control some malicious device to connect into the like benign network, like a smart home network, to compromise other devices, other components within the network. And for the connectivity protocols, the device talk to each other, right? They need to go through lots of hops. If you guys have some idea about networking. So the router is a typical hop. So it's possible for the attacker to, hack into the routers to control the communication between devices. And also on the application platform, basically the cloud-based one, you don't know whether they were, get your data, then share it to third party or use it to track, to profile you, right? So this is another attacker threat we need to take into consideration when we do the IoT security. So not surprisingly, nowadays a lot of incidents have been reported regarding the IoT security. So this is one work we have recently completed. It was published in ISTA, which is a top conference in software testing. So basically in this work, we use testing techniques to identify privacy issues from trigger action platform. So later I will give you introduction about trigger action platform. The IFTTT I just mentioned is one of the trigger action platforms. So you can find trigger action platform include the trigger and action. So what does that mean? I take IFTTT as an example. So IFTTT stands for if this, then that. That means if this happens, then that should be triggered, should be activated. So this is the trigger and that is the action. I'll give you a concrete example here. Let's say we have an applet. So applet is something like a program to make this rule happen. So if you say we have an applet, if new photo uploaded at Facebook, then turn on light of the Philips. So here, the trigger is new photo being uploaded, and action is the light being turned on. So if trigger happens, then the light should be turned on. So you can think of like if you are fan of a celebrity and you want to monitor his or her Facebook profile, and whenever he or she uploads a photo, then you want to get the reminder as early as possible, right? So you can construct such an applet to help you monitor his or her Facebook profile. So you can find that three parties here: Facebook, IFTTT, and also the Philips device. So basically, this online trigger IoT platforms connect them to make them work and collaborate with each other. So our goal is to identify privacy issue because there are multiple parties, right? There could be cross-party data transmission, and we want during this happen, no privacy violations can happen. We develop a tool called Taifu, okay, Father. So Taifu is the, not sure whether you guys know that, is the grand tutor of the emperor, especially the young emperor. And our idea is to automatically generate the applets. So the rules, you remember, we automatically generate the rules and execute the rule and generate triggers to make the rule being executed. During this course, we were capture the behavior data of different parties, then analyze the data to see whether there is privacy violation happens. So this is a very quick idea. We generate applet here, then upload it to IFTTT, and then we, on the trigger side, we generate trigger, Taifu generate trigger, and on the action side, Taifu monitor the behavior of the action service. So I will skip those technical details, but just tell you, what kind of privacy violations we are interested. And these are actually extracted based on GDPR, okay? So you guys know GDPR, right? It's the General Data Protection Regulations of European Union. The first privacy violation we detect is called lack of least privilege enforcement. That means in the just now the applet, we only need the event, right? The photo being uploaded, this event. But actually, the applet might upload the content of the photo to IFTTT. So some content unnecessary for this applet to be executed. And second one is unintended data flows. Basically, we want only the photo being trigger, but the applet may also use the document or video as triggers. Third one is the data transmission. So basically the content is transmitted to IPTDTs and transmitted to Philips. And data control, basically when the photo transmitted to other parties, the user may lose control to it, cannot delete, cannot ask, what is your purpose to collect this data. And also the last one, lack of fine-grained access control, like on the trigger server side, on the Facebook side, maybe the photo is private, but it's possible, after being uploaded to other parties, it become public, which can be accessed by attackers. So Typhoon already, generate applets and test many trigger and action services like Facebook, Dropbox, so on and so forth, and managed to identify a few hundred violations. And we all report this, to those service providers and help them to fix, so as to protect the user privacy. So that is all about, I hope you guys take away the cybersecurity research happened in UQ and also my own research about IoT security. So if you guys are interested, I put my website here. You can log into it and see what we are doing at UQ. So next, I'm gonna hand over to my colleague Gladys, and she will give you introduction on the educational program related to cybersecurity. Okay, Gladys. Okay, seems she is not available. Huh? I will try my best to give you guys some information. And as I mentioned in the very beginning, we have undergraduate level. Basically, we have a Bachelor of Computer Science, and this program include multiple so-called majors. So you can have a Bachelor of Computer Science in software engineering, or maybe data science, and cybersecurity is one of the majors. So here I think Gladys lists those entry score and also prerequisites and annual fee, which is some information I think at her level can understand is admin stuff. So for me, it's from academics. What I can give you guys is like maybe what courses you're gonna have during this this program. So we have a very specific, maybe I'll just skip this slide later, or I think we can upload this slide for you guys to read for more details. We have very specific program, master program, called Master of Cybersecurity. So it's usually 1.5 year or 2-year program. And you can actually find this information from our website. You can just Google cybersecurity UQ. Then you find information like what is the entry requirement for English level or your undergraduate, major, so on and so forth. So I think one feature is we do not require you to have computer science or IT related bachelor degrees to apply for our Master of Cybersecurity, because we have 4 directions. So if you are IT background or computer science background, you can choose the cyber defense. So lots of technical courses there. And if you guys are from math, for example, math or physics, probably you can try the cryptography direction. And if you are from like those social science or business or law background, you can say our direction of cyber criminology or business leadership. Excuse me. I think for they have a couple of courses overlapped, like cybersecurity essentials, which will give you some foundation, like what is encryption, what is CAI, that one, confidentiality, availability, integrity, okay, those property. So if after that process, these 4 directions will go to their own, specific, give you very special expertise on each of the direction. And I don't think there is much overlap later, after you finish those fundamental courses. So here, I think, she lists some future career pathway you can have after you finish each direction, like in cyber defense, which I teach some courses in this direction, like the vulnerability assessment and the penetration testing, which is a course of ethical hacking. So for this one, after that, probably you can go penetration tester as your career. So it's very fun. You can test device, test software platform to identify security issues and report them to the provider to fix them. So there are also multiple scholarships opportunity. To be honest, this part I need to leave it to Gladys. So maybe you guys can email her, or you can just drop me an email. I will forward it to the correct personnel. We have the first batch in 2020, I think. Yeah, 2020. And as far as I know, many students from the first batch actually get scholarship support. So the scholarship are from UQ, the academic scholarship, and also some are from industry. It's like I think SAP may already give us some scholarship, 2 or 3 scholarships. Yeah, guys, so if you are interested in this one, just drop me an email or Gladys an email. We will give you details on this. Okay, so thank you guys. And I think now I'm happy to take some questions from you. So not sure how should I answer question, Lila, when the audience just ask or they were typing.
Yep, so I think if anyone has any questions, they can type it in the chat box. We have another maybe 2 minutes for the questions. If the students don't have any questions right now, they want to ask you later, can arrange a meeting, one-to-one meeting with you or Gladys, so for any queries. Alternatively, students can also book a session with our counselors in the lounge. And for the rest of the students who are attending the 5 p.m. webinar, would need to exit out of this one to go to the main Hubilo webinar page to enter the next webinar. So thank you so much for your presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Lila.
Yeah, and we'll just wait for a minute more to see if there are any questions coming up in the chat. Otherwise, students can contact you directly to arrange a meeting.
Sure. So what I do is I will just stay in this page in case you guys want to know more about my research. Yeah, as I just mentioned, we do IoT security research, not only in application platform, but also IoT device level. So if you want to get your hands dirty on, hack into the device, those wire, you can select this direction as well. And also for the communication, the connectivity protocols I just mentioned, we do formal verification on that. Okay, no more questions.
Thank you so much for your
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, bye-bye.